It's a new year and a new chance for you to make a fresh start with your compliance. For the next 31 days on the FCPA Compliance Report, we're going to be bringing you a daily tip, strategy, or idea that you can use to improve your program. Here's your host, Tom Fox, the Compliance Evangelist.
This month's sponsor of 31 Days to a More Effective Compliance program is Affiliated Monitors. Founded in 2004, Affiliated Monitors provides professional, independent integrity monitoring and ethics and compliance assessments nationally and internationally and across almost all industries. With its knowledge of effective ethics and compliance programs and cultures, Affiliated Monitors is respected for its work as the corporate monitor on matters ranging from multinational corporations to small and mid-sized companies and even individuals. Having served in over 750 monitorships, no one has more experience as an independent monitor than the team at Affiliated Monitors. For more information on how an independent monitor can help improve your company's ethics and compliance program, visit this month's sponsor, Affiliated Monitors, at www.affiliatedmonitors.com. Blockchain will transform compliance. One of the most significant innovations in compliance will come through the incorporation of blockchain into compliance. I see great value propositions for the compliance function. Mike Volkov has said the key to blockchain is creating a secure environment among multiple actors in which the actors can record events and transactions in real time in shared ledgers. These ledgers are immutable, meaning they cannot be modified, and secure from potential hacking or modification. Blockchain users can receive real-time reports of activities without having to rely on ad hoc reports. As a consequence, a specific user can flag potential red flags early, almost in real time, when the events occur based on specific settings they establish for monitoring blockchain events. A more detailed exploration of the use of blockchain was presented recently. It's speculated that the transformations in which blockchain may facilitate in the corporate world could lead to some truly revolutionary modifications in key business practices. How could blockchain have such a dramatic impact on compliance? First is the explanation that blockchain might mean as a business tool. It seems self-evident that you cannot email money as you can a document, so a company must use intermediaries to establish trust and maintain integrity. This includes bank, governments, and in some cases, big tech companies have the ability to confirm identity so that they can transfer assets, and we can as well. The intermediaries settle transactions and keep records. For the most part, intermediaries do an adequate job with some notable exceptions. One concern is that they use servers that are vulnerable to crashes, fraud, and hacks. What would happen if the Internet of Value, where parties to a transaction could store and exchange value without the need for traditional intermediaries? The answer is that blockchain provides a transparent method to verify and approve transactions that are encrypted. Not only would this lower transaction costs and perhaps even barriers to doing business, but also allow greater expansion of business into new geographic areas through the use of previously external sources which were prohibitively expensive. Think of the possibilities in compliance for supply chain and vertical integration. There are several specific areas where the value from blockchain could enhance the operationalization of compliance into the fabric of a company. In HR and procurement, blockchain will enable organizations requiring specialized talent and capabilities to obtain better information about potential contractors and partners than many traditional procurement offers. This means that a potential third-party business partner consent. A company will have access to a cache of information that is known to be correct because it is uploaded, stored, and managed on a highly secure distributable database. Such potential business partners would not be able to misrepresent their capabilities once the information is entered on blockchain. Of course, tampering with data after the facts would not be possible. It would invoke taking over the entire blockchain, a nearly impossible task. This is made even more powerful in the area of financial reporting. Typically, a search is horizontal across the web with vertical within particular websites. What you can find out of date or inaccurate in other ways. On blockchain, though, there's a third dimension, sequence. In addition to being able to obtain a historical picture of the company since it incorporated, you can see what has occurred in the last few minutes. The opportunity to search a company's complete record of value will have profound implications for transparency as it brings to light off-book transactions and hidden accounts. People responsible for records and reports will be able to create filters that allow stakeholders to find what they are searching for at the press of a button. Companies will be able to create transactions, ticker tapes, and dashboards, some for internal use. This would be extremely helpful in the vetting of third parties around financial information. In the sales realm, blockchain would be most helpful in understanding who you're doing business with, and particularly if the company is a state-owned enterprise. The same information you would consider about potential third-party sales would be available from customers. Obviously, this would be critical in any anti-corruption analysis, but would pay big results in AML compliance as well. Sellers won't have to incur the cost of establishing trust. They can facilitate transactions that might have been risky or might not have been possible otherwise. Finally, there could be data security, plus a blockchain will eliminate the cost of warehousing data and protecting other people's data from security breaches. There are two specific areas where I see blockchain directly impacting the compliance profession. The first is with third parties. I agree with Mike Volkov that a company could maintain immutable records of its due diligence process for third parties or specific regulatory requirement. Due diligence delays would be eliminated by providing immediate and real-time access to data, collection of information, and analysis thereof. A compliance officer could expedite the entire verification and validation process. The second area is around contracts, specifically compliance terms and conditions in contracts. A company develops a contract program to run on blockchains. It can incorporate the required compliance terms and conditions, which can trigger alerts and ensure compliance. This could be expanded to including compliance training, annual certification, and ongoing monitoring as well. The final point is in operationalizing compliance. It will be interesting to see when the Department of Justice or SEC begins to comment on blockchain as a best practice. So what are today's three key takeaways? Number one, blockchain has great potential for the compliance profession. Two, can facilitate third-party due diligence. And three, provide a clear trigger for compliance terms and conditions in every commercial transaction going forward. I hope you will enjoy the entire month on innovation and compliance in this month's offering of 31 Days to a More Effective Compliance Program. If I could ask you to do so, would you pass on to at least one person this podcast series on the nuts and bolts of compliance, as I'm trying to expand my audience base for 31 Days to a More Effective Compliance Program. I hope you'll join me again tomorrow, where I take up another topic in innovation in compliance. Thanks again for listening. 31 Days to a More Effective Compliance Program is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network.